Hello. Pull. Oh. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. I'm Alveera Azleen and welcome to today's discussion on a critical aspect of organizational resilience, the risk register. In the fast-paced and dynamic world of business, uncertainties are inevitable. Every decision, every project, and every initiative carries a degree of risk. Managing this risk effectively is key to the success and longevity of any organization. So, what exactly is a risk register? Think of it as your organization's strategic shield against the unknown. It's a dynamic and organized document that functions as a central hub for recording, tracking, and managing risk. Imagine it as a roadmap that guides your organization through the unpredictable terrain of uncertainties. Also, it is where we systematically identify and classify risk, bringing together the collective intelligence of stakeholders. Once identified, the risk register helps prioritize risks based on their potential impact and likelihood, ensuring resources are allocated where they matter the most. But it's not just about risk, it's about fostering transparency. The risk register serves as a communication tool, ensuring everyone in the organization is on the same page regarding potential threats. This shared understanding is crucial for building trust among employees and stakeholders. Moreover, the risk register empowers decision makers. It's your crystal ball for strategic decision making, providing insights into the potential consequences of choices in the face of uncertainties. As we delve deeper into this topic, we will explore practical examples, challenges faced, and strategies for maintaining the relevance of the risk register in our ever-changing business landscape. Now, I will talk about the soaring success and innovation of Etihad Airways, a name synonymous with luxury, excellence, and a commitment to redefining air travel. Founded in July 2003 by royal decree, Etihad has swiftly risen to become a global aviation leader, proudly representing the United Arab Emirates on the world stage. Strategically expanding its network, Etihad connects Abu Dhabi to major international destinations, shaping itself as a strategic player in the aviation industry. Notably, the airline has redefined collaboration through innovative partnerships and equity alliances with other prominent carriers. So, what are you waiting for? Step on board an Etihad flight, and you will experience more than just a journey. The airline has consistently pushed the boundaries of innovation, introducing state-of-the-art technologies, luxurious cabins, and award-winning in-flight entertainment. In the face of industry challenges, Etihad has showcased resilience and adaptability. Through strategic initiatives and a commitment to excellence, the airline continues to soar to new heights.
Hello, my name is Neela and my matrix number is D-Form 23111053. Today I'll be talking about the 5 risks registered in Etihad Airways and also the level of 5 risks registered in Etihad Airways. Firstly, I'm going to talk about in-flight medical emergencies. Cabin crew are trained to handle medical emergencies on board, but this situation still poses risk to both passengers and crew. Risk may include inadequate medical supplies or equipment, lack of proper training, or encountering unexpected medical conditions. The level of risk associated with medical emergencies would be assessed as part of their overall risk management strategy. Cabin crew members are typically trained in first aid, CPR, and how to use medical equipment available on board. They are also trained to assess situation quickly and communicate effectively with medical professionals on the ground if needed. Airlines usually have protocols in place to manage medical incidents effectively, and cabin crew members are trained to follow these protocols to ensure the safety and well-being of passengers. Secondly, I would like to talk about the security threats. Cabin crew are responsible for passenger safety and security, including identifying and responding to security threats such as unruly passengers, suspicious behavior, or potential act of terrorism. Risk may include physical confrontations, verbal abuse, or attempts to breach security protocols. Next, I would like to talk about the turbulence and inclement weather. Turbulence and severe weather conditions pose risk to cabin crew, including the risk of injury due to turbulence-induced falls or objects becoming airborne during turbulence. Severe weather conditions may also affect flight schedules and require crew to manage passengers' concern. The level of risk associated with weather for cabin crew members at Etihad Airways would depend on several factors, including the type of weather condition encountered, the severity of those conditions, the aircraft's capabilities, and the procedures in place to address such situations. For example, common weather-related risks for cabin crew could include turbulence, lightning, icing, fog, strong winds, and storms. Cabin crew members are trained to handle these situations professionally and ensure the safety and comfort of passengers on board. In addition, one of the risks registered is customer service risk. Challenges in handling customer complaints, conflict, or incidents of passenger dissatisfaction. Communication challenges are risks arising from communication barriers, both among crew members and with passengers. Safety concerns are risks associated with passenger safety and security during flight operation. Service qualities are risks related to maintaining service standards and meeting customer expectations. Training and preparedness are risks stemming from insufficient training or preparation to handle various customer scenarios can cause communication challenges between them. Lastly, I would like to talk about the operational risks. Problem with aircraft equipment, technical failures, or errors in flight operations. Operational risks for cabin crew members can vary widely and may include environmental factors. Cabin crew may encounter environmental risks such as extreme weather conditions, natural disasters, and air quality issues. Proper planning and coordination with relevant authorities are essential to mitigate these risks. Moreover, emergency procedures are also one of the operational risks. Cabin crew must be prepared to handle various emergency situations such as aircraft evacuations, fires, water landing, and equipment malfunctions. Rigorous training and regular drills are crucial to ensure crew members can respond quickly and effectively in emergency situations.
A very good morning to Madam Halida and everyone. My name is Prithi Davina Ponraj, DFOM 2311058, and today I'll be talking about the methods on how to reduce the risk based on the risk control triangle. Enjoy! What is a risk control triangle, you may ask? As we all know, triangles consist of three sides, and in this case, the three sides would represent risk avoidance, risk prevention, and risk mitigation. The risk control triangle provides an approach that ensures organizations in the aviation industry effectively control risk. Let's look in detail of the three sides of the risk triangle. Firstly, risk avoidance, as its name suggests, is simply to avoid risk. Risk avoidance is an overall tactical activity of proactively eliminating or reducing exposure to potential hazards and uncertainties. Identifying risk and hazards is a perfect way of avoiding risk, and a few ways Etihad Airways can practice this is by avoiding high-risk zones such as war or regions with a past history of political unrest, among other places where there are more chances that one can be assaulted. Besides all this, another method would be to ensure safety procedures and protocols are reviewed periodically to reflect guidelines. This is to be up to date with the latest security procedures in hopes of risk avoidance. Next, let's look at risk prevention. Risk prevention refers to the proactive measures taken to identify, assess, and mitigate potential threats or hazards in order to minimize the occurrence or impact of adverse events. One method of risk prevention would be to have extensive training programs for pilot, cabin crew, and ground staff to improve their proficiency in safety policies, emergency management, as well as risk planning. It is important that Etihad Airways has a systematic management that is up to date on job and their off-job hazards, as well as appropriate corrective actions. Another way of having systematic management is to be consistent with their routine inspections and maintenance of the aircraft that involves checks, periodic overhauls, and scheduled maintenance. Finally, let's talk about the third corner of the triangle, which is risk mitigation. Risk mitigation includes actions undertaken to eliminate or at least reduce the level of adverse impact potential, probability, and severity on outcomes related with a specific risk. Some scenarios that can bring up a risk are such as extreme weather conditions, failure to technicalities, or natural disasters. Etihad Airways should set emergency communication channels and procedures to facilitate rapid and precise information passing. Besides that, working with relevant regulating authorities, industry organizations, and other airlines to share what has worked well as lessons that can be learned from incidents or accidents, is also an effective method of risk mitigation. In conclusion, risk management is an operating methodology, and these methods should constantly be assessed and amended upon the changing industry. Etihad Airways are also required to abide by their governing legislations, regulations, and guidelines pertaining aviation security.
My name is Iryne Natalea Batrisya, Binti Idrus, matrix number deform 2311056. For my part, I'm going to talk about the estimated cost for the risk control triangle or risk management triangle. The risk control triangle or risk management triangle that my friend mentioned appears to be a model that emphasizes three key components of risk control. First, risk avoidance, risk prevention, and risk mitigation. This component aim to help organizations effectively manage and control risk. In terms of cost, it's important to note that the expenses associated with implementing risk control measures can vary widely depending on the organization, industry, and specific risks involved. The cost of risk control activity can include the first one, risk avoidance. This involves taking actions to avoid or eliminate activities or situations that pose significant risk. The costs associated with risk avoidance may include discontinuing certain operations, investing in alternative technologies or processes, or making changes to business strategies. The expenses can vary greatly depending on the scope and complexity of the changes required. The second one, risk prevention. This involves implementing measures to prevent risks from occurring or reducing the likelihood of their occurrence. Costs associated with risk prevention can include investing in safety equipment, conducting regular inspections and maintenance, implementing quality control measures, and providing employee training and education. The cost will depend on the nature of the risk and the level of prevention measures required. The third one is risk mitigation. This involves taking action to minimize the negative impacts of risks that cannot be fully avoided or prevented. Risk mitigation measures may include developing contingency plans, implementing emergency response procedures, purchasing insurance coverage, or establishing business continuity strategies. The cost of risk mitigation can vary depending on the complexity of the measures and the level of risk exposure. It is important to note that the cost of risk control should be seen as an investment in the organization's overall risk management strategy. The specific costs associated with implementing the risk control triangle will be unique to each organization and should be evaluated based on their potential benefits and the importance of risk management within the organization's overall objective. To conclude, in the aviation industry, Etihad Airways recognizes the importance of comprehensive risk register in ensuring the safety and security of its passengers and cabin crew. The risk registers serve as a vital tool for identifying, assessing and controlling various threats, including health issues, security problems, communication difficulties, and environmental hazards. By implementing a robust risk management system, Etihad has elevated its approach to health and safety management, empowering its crew to address new challenges and acquire additional skills. The airline's commitment to active incident management and adherence to high safety standards further demonstrate in dedication to passenger well-being. Etihad's risk register is a multifaceted and adaptable instrument that enables careful examination, identification, categorization, and mitigation of risks, aligning with the ongoing transformation of the airline sector. Through collaboration with aviation authorities, consideration of environmental factors, and the utilization of established communication protocols, Etihad ensures the effective handling of emergencies and threats. By focusing on risk avoidance, prevention, and reduction, the airline strives for successful risk management and the provision of a safe travel experience for all passengers.